Hey folks, it's Matt once again, and since I'm going to be checking out the new XXX film, why not review the first two? I thought I had reviewed the first one, but I could not find it on my channel. So, XXX. From the director of The Fast and the Furious, Rob Cohen, who also directed Dragonheart, as well as Daylight with Sylvester Stallone. So he did Stealth, Dragging the Bruce Lee story. This was sort of when Vin Diesel. He had some successful films, Pitch Black, The Fast and the Furious, and this was going to be sort of his thrust into action stardom. And the film was a hit. I mean, it cost around 70 million and made about 140 million in the US, and then it made some money overseas, so it did make money. And they wanted to do a sequel, but then they didn't care for the script, and that became State of the Union, and then 15 years after this film, he did The Return of Xander Cage. And this is the original DVD. This is not the director's cut, extended cut, whatever cut that's called. But I'm fine with this. And I enjoy this film. I like Vin Diesel. I thought he had a good... I liked his presence. I liked his attitude. It's the James Bond, but with extreme. Extreme sports were a lot big... They're still around, but they're a lot bigger around 2002 when this came out. And the music, the attitude, the extreme. Did you can a Mountain Dew and Red Bull, and it's the extreme. But I like that gimmick. What if you had a spy movie for a new generation? Why not have it so this guy who knows about motorcycles, that knows about all forms of extreme snowboarding, skateboarding. I thought that was a cool idea for a new series of action films. And this was a fun movie. Vin Diesel, Asia Argento, Samuel Jackson. I like the song at the end, Adrenaline by Gavin Rossdale. Adrenaline, na, 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 na. I thought it had some pretty good stunt sequences, action set pieces, especially when the XXX character is on his last training mission in Colombia, which you have an appearance of Danny Trejo in that, and this insane motorcycle stunt that rises up and goes down this shack, this big shack, and it goes down, these helicopters are chasing, blows the entire thing up, and the guy, the XXX character is on it, and the stuntman, man, very insane stunt, because they show they show it on the behind the scenes, and it's done for real. It's not CGI. It's real flames pretty much engulfing this guy as the entire building explodes while he's still on the piece of the house and slides down and rides off it. It's one of the more insane motorcycle stunts. Probably the best stunt of the movie. But I thought Vin Diesel's character had a good sort of wise-ass quality to him. I didn't mind the guy who played the villain. I thought he did fine for what he had to do. It was an entertaining film. And I didn't even realize that the guy at the beginning of the film, it's this sort of James Bond typical type of guy with a bow tie. He's out of his element. And looking it up, that's Thomas Ian Griffith from the Karate Kid Part 3, the bad guy in that, and he was in, was it Excessive Force, Cracker Jack, these other movies. I'm like, that's Thomas Ian Griffith? I didn't even know that until I had to look it up. I thought he looked familiar, but I didn't know it was him. And he gets shot. Although I'm thinking, man, this guy seems like he sucks at his job. He gets shot at this rave going on with Rammstein type of music, like that kind of music playing. And Samuel Jackson says, hey, we need a new guy of secret agent. William Hope has a little quick and you miss it cameo. William Hope, who was in Aliens. And Sam Jackson goes, hey, I have this program, and we need to stop these bad guys who call themselves Anarchy 99. And we need guys who are either criminals or guys who can relate to these guys and can blend in better. And we cut to XXX and Xander Cage stealing this rich asshole senator's red car. He's recorded it. And he's talking about how, this senator wants to try to ban rap music. And he wants to say that video games wants to take them off the shelf and say, they ruin our education. Come on, Dick. It's the only education we got. You just entered the Xander zone. And he drives the car off the ramp, and a nice stunt parachutes off. And once in a while, when I do a review or a rant, I'll say, don't be a dick, Dick. And I will admit, if you ever hear me say that, I got it from this movie. That's the last thing he says when he drives the car off and parachutes out. Don't be a dick, Dick. I thought that was a kind of cool idea. This guy who, I guess in a way, he's anti-establishment, roots for the underdog, the little guy, fights the top dogs, doesn't like authority, so steals this rich asshole senator's car and drives off a bridge as a lesson to him. And he has his party, but he gets ruined, he gets darted, he even goes, but it was only a Corvette. And he gets knocked out. And they do this nice little touch. Because I like some of Rob Cohen's films. I really enjoy Stallone's Daylight. And there's parts I like of driving the Bruce Lee story, and there's parts I don't. Stealth, it's dumb fun. I have some dumb fun. It's silly, but I have some dumb fun with it. I just would have preferred if Jamie Foxx was the lead in that movie. But I think this is one of his best ones, Rob Cohen. I like him more than The Mummy 3 or whatever the hell he did. But what I was talking about, each time he gets knocked out, it focuses on these 3 X's he has tattooed on his neck, and then the camera pans out. So each time he's knocked out, when he's waking up, it's on his neck, and it pans out to reveal where he's at next. So first time he gets knocked out, he's in a cafe, and this robbery happens, and he smashes one guy down into this coffee glass and hits another guy with his shotgun, and Samuel L. Jackson comes up, and Vin Diesel says, this isn't real. He's like, oh yeah, how you figure? Well, this guy's doing that, this guy's doing that, a little bit weird, but that waitress, I know someone who had this as a career. No waitress would have high heels. She'd have huge ass blisters. And it shows that he's smart. He's not just a dumb jock. He passes the test, and they knock him out again, and Sam Jackson goes, why are the assholes the ones that pass the test? And the second time he wakes up, he's on a plane with some other guys who passed the diner test, and they get parachuted out, and Vin Diesel's like, I live for this shit. Gets parachuted out, the 3 of them, to Colombia. And you have Danny Trejo. Has them tied up. And at first they're fucked with the guy. They're messing with Danny Trejo, making fun of his accent, making fun of him, of his acting, because they think it's still a test. And when he gets hit, Vin Diesel goes, man, I hope they're paying you extra for this. But he realizes this is real, and him and the other guy beat up Danny Trejo, and that's these real choppers come in. You have real explosions, cars blowing up. Vin gets on a motorcycle helping one of the guys out, and just insane. These motorcycle and helicopters chasing after it, and it's all done for real. And some wide shots, a nice stunt where the motorcycle goes up and goes through this barbed wire, like sliding through it. I thought it was pretty well shot. And again, that house explosion, that shack, and the guy's like right behind these flames, ready to engulf this guy. I'm like, how the hell did that's an insane stunt. And then he passed the test, and the other two are alive, but he passed, so he gets knocked out a third time. But he's cuffed. He's like, uncuff me so I can beat the shit out of you. Headbutts this one asshole. Tells Sam Jackson, who has this big old scar on his face. He's like, I should say, kiss my ass, Scarface. But Sam gives him this message about, well, I was putting my foot to ask for country, and you don't care about death. But I looked at your neck, 3 X's. That reminds me. I could. What's that term where 3 strikes? You have 3 strikes on you. You can go to jail. You know how you have lions in the zoo, and their soul dies a bit because they're caged up. Same thing could happen to you, or you could serve your country. So he does, and he meets up with the bad guys, Anarchy 99, and he just goes in cool like. And even one of the bad guys is a fan of him because they saw some of his videos of extreme sports, of the Xander Zone. And then there's this weapons guy that gives him like these X-ray binoculars and this bandage that you put on. It's explosive. This gun with different darts. One will knock people out, bullets. Then you also have another dart that make you think you shot someone, but just for appearances. He gets in with Anarchy 99. There's this cop being an idiot, so he has to shoot him, but he doesn't really shoot him, but he makes it believable so the bad guys believe him. Finds out that Asia Argento is actually an ally, and then later on you find out she's Russian intelligence that was going undercover but got forgotten about. And I will say, after the Columbia bit, I don't think the movie needed to be over 2 hours. Or maybe a few more big action set pieces. I mean, you have a little piece where a sniper's trying to kill him, and he takes for improv, a tray at a restaurant and slides it down these rails of stairs like a skateboard. Thought that was alright. Nothing big or anything. But maybe like another big action set piece in between. But he goes back for Asia Argento, goes to the castle the bad guys are at. Overhears how they have this weapon called Silent Night, which is a bioweapon, and he's being chased. And the gunfights aren't much to run home about. I mean, it's nothing that's going to be impressive or, oh my god, wow. They're serviceable at best. The serviceable is a good word for it. It's PG-13. I think for this kind of film, I don't know why it's not rated R. It should be rated R for this kind of movie. I mean, for extreme sports, this kind of environment, it's an R-rated environment. It should not be PG-13. Just put it to rated R. Get some titties in there, get some blood in there, get some harsh language, some fucks in there, some motherfuckers. I think that could help a film like this. And I think a few more action set pieces, or maybe the gunfights be a little bit more intricate, or a little bit more choreographed, something like that. A little bit more impact in the gunfights. But he had put bandages on all these motorcycles, so if someone comes after him and one guy does, and he blows the guy up. There's another one where he's has on a motorcycle, and there's a guy on top, and he does sort of this Superman, where he gets on the back of the bike and shoots a guy, then gets back on. And again, that's when he finds out Asia Argento's working for Russian intelligence. There's this dirty cop that tries to fuck with him, but she kills him before Xander Cage gets killed. And then pretty much he's got to go stop this stuff, and he's got to take out this tower with communications and these bad guys in snowmobiles, so he causes an avalanche and he snowboards down. And yeah, there's some clunky CGI in there. But I thought some of the wide shots didn't look too bad. Just some of the up close where the avalanche is right behind Vin Diesel's character, they're pretty clunky CG. I mean, it's 2002 CG, but I thought the wide shots weren't that bad. But Avalanche takes out a lot of the bad guys on snowmobiles and fucks up the tower communications. And he gets caught, but then the police around there arrive and help Vin Diesel and or Asia or Asia, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I think it's Asia Argento. He's able to use a heat seeker rocket because this one guy is always smoking, and even earlier he said, that's going to kill you one day. And he uses a heat seeker rocket to kill him, able to shoot the bad guy, and they have to get in the car. I think it's a GTO and race this boat that's carrying the bioweapon, and this poison gas is going to kill everyone in Prague, and you can't just blow it up, you have to sink it. So it has this car with all of these weapons on it, but you can't use it because all you can do is use the explosive to blow up this barricade to get through. And then this thing to shoot at, and they parasail over there. It's a good stunt. I think unfortunately a stuntman died doing it because like the first take was good, but I believe they did a second take and then the stuntman died while doing that, which is really too bad. It's always sad to hear that happen. But the guy's stunt lives on, and it was a good stunt. The parasail onto the boat. It's just if it was good the first time, don't do it a second time. But he's able to stop it, sink it. He's like, "Welcome to the Xander Zone," sinks it, and pretty much is off to Bora Bora to relax with the girl. And Sam Jackson calls for another mission, and that was supposed to lead to a sequel. But I thought this was good for adrenaline. Sorry, I was reading the review and I saw the adrenaline. I'm gonna say it's good for an origin type of story of this character. Well, I mean, I see origin as in the start of this XXX program, and I would like to have seen sequels come out every couple years. And that's what State of the Union should have been, but it's 15 years later, and it's too late. It's too late for the return of Xander Cage. I think it's too late. But I mean, some nitpicks. Again, I don't know if it needed to be a little over 2 hours. I think it would have helped to have an R rating and maybe a few more big practical action set pieces, or like the ending of the film. It's not the biggest bang because it's shooting the bad guy with a gun, him and his boat blows up, and then racing to get to the other boat. I liked it, but again, it's not like a big bombastic finale like you would see in a James Bond film, for example. A lot of those endings have this big, huge finale, and it's it's fine, but it would have been nice maybe a bit bigger, a bit more spectacular of a finale. But most of the action scenes are in there. I liked the. I thought the cast did fine. I liked Vin Diesel in the film. I liked his attitude, his wise-assness. I thought Asia Argento did fine for what she had to do. The score, trying to have a XXX theme, was decent by Randy Edelman. I thought the direction was competent enough. I liked some of the songs, especially Adrenaline at the end credits. And they did a little bit of with the credits at the end, kind of like you would see in a James Bond film, but in its own style. I just had fun with the movie. I thought it was a fun flick. I liked the gimmick of extreme sports being utilized in the spy world. And I thought this was a fun movie. I think it's an entertaining film. I've never hated the film. I've always liked it. Liked it ever since I saw it in 2002. I could definitely say it's one of my favorite Vin Diesel movies. I thought the kind of role he was playing serves Vin Diesel well. And there should have been a big action, but that was a time when Vin Diesel, it seemed like, no, I don't want to do sequels. And then when he wanted to do sequels, it was too late. Other than Fast and Furious, but Riddick and fuck. Well, he did the Chronicles of Riddick, and then Riddick. which was disappointing, the last one, and then Return of Xander Cage was just, yeah, um, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I did enjoy this. I watch it again, I still enjoy it. I think it's a fun movie. I don't really see what's so bad about it. I know a lot of people don't like the film, but I don't think it's that bad of an action movie. I thought for an action film, you had a badass hero, you had a capable cast. I thought the villain was decent enough. I mean, I don't think it needed to be a little over 2 hours long, but at the same time, I wasn't that bored with it. I can't really think of many moments I was bored with the film. I would like to see a few more action set pieces and more practical stunts, like practical stuff going on. Or maybe a little bit more intricate with gunplay or so forth. There's not really any fisticuffs. Like Vin Diesel doesn't really get into any fisticuffs except that little teeny bit in the diner. So maybe have Vin Diesel at least do some fisticuffs. Maybe that would have helped throughout the film. But I still, I like the Xander Cage character, and I think it's an entertaining flick. XXX. I know it's like a porn, sounds like a porn movie, but I've always liked it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned for my review or rants on State of the Union with Ice Cube. Later.